coming.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we've got about 10 minutes, and we were wondering, I was asking on social media, of course, what they would want to know.
Okay.
And they said, what do you do when you have an event like this coming up? Do you get strict, or is it just, it's normal everyday life, it's your lifestyle, and it's no different than any other?
It still depends. So like when the cruise was coming up, it was early spring. I was still in my quote-unquote bulking phase because I was still working on growing my legs and my booty a little bit. So I was still being strict like 85-90% of the time. But because I was trying to grow my legs a little bit, I would definitely have cheat days. And I would enjoy those cheat days. And I knew going into the cruise, like I was like, all right, like this is not how I want to look, but it is what it is. You have to have certain times where you grow. But knowing that we were coming up on Summit, as soon as I got back from the cruise, yes, I buckled down, my training turns up a little bit, my nutrition dials in a little bit more, and I get real laser focused.
Okay, so I think it's safe to say that even at your level, you have those, you feel like, ups and downs.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In fact, I was just talking to somebody about it because even though I did get very laser focused, I have a bulging disc in my lower spine. It's an old dance injury. I've had it since I was 19. It rarely gets me, maybe once or twice a year, but inevitably it likes to get me when, I've got 9 million things going on and I can't slow down, which happened a week and a half ago. And when it gets me, it can literally knock me out, can't walk on my back for about 7 days. So I felt it coming on and I was like, okay, what do I do? I have to train, but I also can't be crippled when I get here. So it was more just, okay, draw it back, do what you can, stay even more focused on my nutrition and just know this is what life does sometimes. And all the other prep work I did leading up to it is gonna keep me where I need to be. And that's kind of where I'm at, and I've been really careful and stretching a lot, massages a lot, and it's getting better, and so I'm kind of slowly building back up again. But it's life, it knocks you down a little bit, so you take what it throws at you.
Awesome, and how would you explain the filming process for our 21 Day Fix? How was that?
Holy moly, oh my God. It was intense. It was actually, though, the rehearsal process was much more intense for me, because going into rehearsals, obviously we all knew what the product was, we were all really excited about it, but I was used to being on camera. I had done a lot other than I had already been doing stuff, but my team didn't know that. They had kind of seen clips here and there, so they were very heightened on making sure that I was going to be okay when I got in front of that camera. And on top of it, I was competing, so it was I was rehearsing 9 hours a day. We ended rehearsals on Friday, and Saturday morning I was taking the stage. And in the midst of all this, I was just telling this to another group, on the third day of rehearsal, my ex-husband called and said, I'm moving to San Diego, I lost my job. And he lives a mile from me, and we're very good friends, and we see my son both every day together, and we take care of him, and I was like, okay, so my whole life just changed in about 30 seconds, and I lost it. And then I was like, okay, pull it together because you don't have time to lose it right now. You just don't have time for a breakdown. And so I did, I pulled it together. And the night before we started filming, I remember I went to bed and I was surprisingly calm. And I just said, you know what? They're not going to leave the soundstage until we have what we need. So there's really no point in being nervous about this. Just go over there and do what you do. And I got up the next morning and I got dressed and I was like, here we go. And we got there and did hair and makeup, and it's fun because everybody fusses over you and they bring you your coffee and they do the hair and makeup and they make you look great. And stepped out on there and the producer gave me a few notes and I was like, cool, it's go time. And they said action. And we rolled and we went through the entire 30-minute workout and they yelled cut and I just kind of was like, cool, what's next? And I looked up and everybody was like this. And I'm like, what? And they're all coming out, car roll comes out, and everybody comes out, and they're like, that doesn't happen. And I was like, what doesn't happen? And they're like, we never yelled cut. And I was like, well, what'd you expect? I was like, did you expect me to mess up? And they're like, no, nobody does that. Nobody's ever just stepped in front of the camera and done it on the first take. And I was so what's next? And they're like, well, we're gonna do it again for safety. And I was like, okay. And so we did it again for safety, and we rolled right through it, and 9 days later, we were done, and it was in the can, and we celebrated, and I buried my face in a cake.
That's my kind of girl.
So I think a lot of people have questions about, like, as far as nutrition, when you are someone that's very dialed into your nutrition, do you feel like you kind of have like little cheat splurges in each day, or do you do like a cheat?
They're not a day or cheat day, because I know myself, if I put it in each day, it can get out of hand too quickly. Like, even if it's just like, oh, I had a piece of chocolate today, and then I had a piece of chocolate tomorrow, and then that craving is constantly there. Whereas if I eliminate it most days, I don't even think about it. I don't buy it. I don't keep it in the house.
Yeah.
I was talking about this again when I work on building legs. I strategically plan that those are going to be my cheat meals. I only do a cheat meal. I don't do a cheat day. So it would be like, okay, I know I'm doing legs and I'm lifting crazy heavy, and then I know I need to spike my carbs right after I lift really heavy in order to grow size so that I can restore my glycogen levels. So those are my cheat meals. So I would plan before I ever went to the gym, like, okay, what do I want to have today? You know, I like get really excited about it. And it's like if it's in the morning, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go lift legs, I'm going home, making a waffle, put chocolate chips on top, bomb, and I would do it. Or I would be like, all right, you know, legs. Again, if it's in the morning, I feel like I'm having 2 donuts today. Cool. But I would go to the grocery store, to the bakery, buy them, eat them, and then done. It wasn't like I was gonna like bring a box of donuts home, because then I'd eat more than 2. You know, or like, again, if it was in the afternoon, I would know, like, I'm gonna have a burger and fries today. But I would take the bun off because the sweet potato fries are enough. It wasn't like I needed both. But I would plan it. Like, I would know I do legs twice a week. Those are my cheat meals. Yeah. That's usually enough to keep me sane.
Cool. Thank you so much for coming. I don't know if you know this, but we're going to have you take pictures.
Oh, okay.
I told you that in advance.
They did not, but it's
okay. So that's, yeah, I'm sorry, but what we did was we thought we will reward the diamonds and the star diamonds to get a picture with you.
Fantastic.
So they're very excited
Okay.
about that. So out in the hall, you can see the photographer. She's heading out there
Okay.
right now. And so I'm going to send a group of people, 2 groups. So it's
Cool.
supposed to be 2 pictures.
Okay.